Hello, welcome to today's audio log. The time is 4:20 p.m. on the 28th of May 2024. Today's Tuesday and it's been an okay day, I suppose. I'm gonna start with last night. I decided to do some reading before bed last night, and I ended up finishing the 8th book in the series that I'm reading. And it was really good, but because it was so good and I am so emotionally invested in these books, I actually struggled to fall asleep after I read it because I was like, my mind was racing with all the possibilities of, the future for these characters in this book. Like, I couldn't contain my excitement. So probably not a good idea to do that before bed, but I didn't know it was going to end like that, So, yeah, struggled to fall asleep. I don't know what time I finally fell asleep, but it was not the time that I planned to. And then on top of that, I woke up this morning. That same thing happened again that I mentioned yesterday, where I woke up, but it, so I woke up at like 5 o'clock, which is way too early. And then I tried to fall back to sleep, and I kind of did, but I still felt like I was awake as well. It was like I was in between sleep and being awake. It was strange. That's the best way I can describe it. So I don't know if it counted for sleep or not, but it was weird. So yeah, that was my morning, and the rest of my morning was spent staying with Luna. Normally I would do that on a Monday, but yesterday was a bank holiday, so did it today instead. And yeah, she was well behaved. She was quiet. I think she slept most of today because the weather has gone back to the miserable, wet, windy, grey weather that we're used to here. So Luna hasn't really wanted to go outside, so she spent her time sleeping instead. And while she was doing that, I did some more reading this morning as well. And then shortly after lunchtime, I came back upstairs because my job was done at that point. Someone else had taken over. And I've spent this afternoon doing a few things. I wrote up a short description of my character's appearance, which I actually was planning on reading out in today's audio log, and I'm probably still going to do that. I figured, why not? Because I read out the backstory of this character, so why not read out the appearance of him as well? So I guess I can do that now since I'm on the topic. It's short because typically when a new campaign begins, each player describes their character in a very brief way, like just a short description of what they look like, how they are as a person, that sort of thing. I've mainly just focused on his appearance, like his his outward physical appearance. Um, and I'll figure out the other details out later on. But yeah, so this is my character's appearance. Okay. Zeal presents himself as a humble but prepared individual. His tall frame and broad shoulders highlight his many years of disciplined training, but his young-looking face somewhat contradicts this. Tight cloth wraps around his forearms and down to his hands, while his exposed biceps remain as a reminder of his physical condition. He wears short, loose-fitting robes tied at the waist, combined with simple boots, resulting in a light and combat-ready outfit. And that's it. Like I said, very short, but I wanted to make sure I captured his... He's basically like a monk, like a sort of a monk character who, practiced in like martial arts. He also has like an element of magic to him. So yeah, short, simple. There you go. So I did that earlier this afternoon because I'm probably going to have to read that out to the others when we begin our session in just an hour and a half. Which, by the way, all day today I've had like this uneasy feeling. It's like a knot in my stomach has been there all day, and I've struggled to sit still. I think I'm just excited for this new campaign, but also a little bit nervous about it as well. And I don't know why, because I've known these people for, well, months now, like half a year. I feel fairly comfortable with them, but it's still something that I'm nervous about or anxious about. I suppose there could be, like the reason for that could be I simply just care about this. I care about this being a good experience for everyone. So I wanted to go well. That could be the reason. I don't know. But yeah. I'm looking forward to it, but I'm also a bit nervous. It should be fun though. Yeah, so the rest of my afternoon is just been spent watching some YouTube videos and also just listening to music. Simple things. I thought about doing some more reading, but I also am aware of how close I am to the end of this series of books, and I am hesitant to reach the end because I know I'm just going to be like sad at the end. It's not necessarily a sad story, but it's just like once it's gone, it's like once it's over, there's no other series of books, there's no follow up. It's just once it's done, it's done. So I guess I'm making the most of it, taking my time, savoring it, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, I mean that's been my day. A fairly boring day in the grand scheme of things, but it's been okay. Now I'm just waiting for 6 p.m. when the new campaign begins. I guess I'll call it here. I have nothing else to mention, I don't think. And I'm glad I got this out of the way before the session. Yeah. I'll be back tomorrow, I assume, for the next one. So, yeah, thanks for listening. I'll see you then. Good night.